Oh, hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Informally Distressed. I'm Brandon, one of your co-hosts for this lovely day.
Welcome back.
Hi,
Welcome back.
Brandon.
Hello.
How are you?
Hello, my two other co-hosts. How is everybody today?
Thriving.
Thriving?
Living,
Oh, yeah?
breathing.
Actually,
Oh,
not thriving.
breathing.
Kind of
Okay, not
sick,
thriving.
but
Oh,
we're here.
okay, material girl.
Yeah, I woke up today too with I don't know, with something congested, and I think it's just allergies though,
I
or
think
just the cold in general.
I think something's going around because like I woke up, my throat kind of hurts, and then some people from work also kind of feel like duty. So something's going on.
Wow. I have,
Omicron.
oh, not Miss
Oh, I
Omicron.
hope not.
I mean, I haven't been out because I'm on vacation from my job, so. But, you know.
Well, it was Christmas, so I feel like that probably got a huge spike of anything that was going around.
For sure. Yeah,
So that's exciting. We feel like crap, but we're here.
we're
I don't know about
living.
you. I feel great.
Oh,
Oh,
I
all
love that for
right.
you.
I feel great. I only had a family of three for Christmas, so that's fine.
Right.
True.
Well, that's everything.
Exactly.
Okay, so there's one thing I wanted to say.
Mm-hmm,
About
mm-hmm.
it's we're just starting podcasting, and our first episode was a little
Oh, rough.
rough, a little rough, but we're um trying to get better. Even me saying and trying to cut that out. And it's just damn it. Each time I say I'm gonna slap myself.
Oh, don't do
Uh
that.
not just one. But you know, just in general, even though it's just us three talking speaking, it could be, you know, there's an anxiety to it. You're like stage fright almost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we're trying to maybe talk and express ourselves in some sort of way, and it could be hard. I also
Right.
noticed my pronunciation wasn't so, like, I feel like I slur a lot or like weird. So
Yeah. I mean, we're not probably not used to like we're used to talking very casually. I mean, it's not like we're not trying to do that. We are, but it's just I guess that's just how we come off.
yeah, for sure.
But
But
yeah, there's been some
we'll get
learning.
better.
Gotta learn how to talk a little better. Also figuring out, the logistics of this whole podcast thing, getting all the files, getting them uploaded. Had to figure out like where to upload them, for like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube and all that. So it was a little learning curve, but I think we got most of it down. We're just trying to, make the experience a little better, for our listeners. I think.
For sure. Yeah. Hang
I
on.
I agree. We just gotta have that mentality of not remembering that we're being recorded right now.
Right. We just gotta let it happen.
Right?
I
Just
think
gotta
after like an hour, we were a little better.
Yeah,
But
definitely a little more talkative towards the end of that first podcast. But I mean that's to be expected when you're first starting something. Because it even took a little while. Because we even talked about this idea for a while, I think. So I mean, at least we're here and we finally did it. We didn't just kind of back out like a lot of us do when something's a little challenging.
yeah, it's about making that step, just going for it. Because if you don't, then you just I try not to have regrets. I mean, a lot of the times there's these things that you think about, like, oh, should I do it? Should I do it?
Right.
And I feel like that's a big issue with me. I don't know about you guys, but there's a lot of things I want to do, and I don't go for it because maybe because of failure. I think I'm gonna fail, or I think it's not gonna go work out. But
mm.
We got to start somewhere.
Hmm.
So just, step by step, for sure.
Yeah, I think that's definitely I mean, an issue everybody can relate to because it's hard to do some stuff that you might want to do, but it's really just getting that first step or taking that first step that's really difficult for people. But after that first step, I think probably becomes a little easier, and then you end up being glad that you did some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's how I'm feeling now.
Mhm. I
What
don't
about
know.
you, Brandon?
Me, well, it would be more like, well, I live in an Asian household, right? So like, let's talk about
Hmm.
career rise, right? So
Right.
like, in an Asian household, I'm always expected to make the most or do the best or, you know,
Mm.
go into a field where you need to, you know, be a reputation for the family, kind of. Um, so basically, my career options back in the day were probably like doctor, lawyer. What
Mm.
else? What else is there? A CEO, if that's even a thing that you could study for, you know what I mean? But eventually your parents will understand to the point where you're like, hey, he he or she does not like this shit. So, you know, and you're not going to be happy because you're studying something that you're not doing and that you don't want to do. And if you go into university or college and you end up failing that shit, you know what I mean? Like, you just, A, you wasted money, two, you're not happy. So why don't you go for something that you could try to do and be happy with it, you know? And at the end of the day, honestly, the world has so much, like, opportunities for you nowadays. Like,
Hmm.
anything, you could study anything and you could make a lot of money. So that's my
I
view.
um I relate to that. I was encouraged to go to a school and get into the medical field. Um, as you guys know, I worked in the pharmacy for a long time.
Hmm.
Um, I actually didn't end up going to pharmacy school. But I worked as a tech for, I would say, a good 8 years, and I don't like it. I didn't like it. At first it was cool learning, like I loved it. It was super interesting, and I still like it to an extent. Um, I liked the idea of being able to help people. I like the idea of how knowledge, like I like the idea of having all this knowledge about it.
Right.
Hmm.
But once you start working, it's extremely repetitive. Not only repetitive, but you can't make mistakes, and it's a lot of pressure. A lot of mistake. You can't make mistakes. Everything is triple, you know, quadruple checked to not make mistakes because you're dealing with people and what they're gonna take. Like they're
Hmm.
gonna put these medications in their body.
Right.
So you have to figure out if they're allergic to them. You have to figure out the interactions with the other medications they might be taking. You have to deal with insurance. So many things. And it's so much pressure, especially for me, that I just couldn't handle it. Like it just gave me anxiety. Like most of the time I'm sweating, having to multitask as well. Oh my god, it was
Right.
just a lot for me. And though I gained some skills from it, I feel like it was doing more bad to me than it good. So now that I'm doing something that I like, I was in doing post production
Hmm.
and flexing my artistic muscle. It really, I feel like there's something worth doing now. If it feels good to me. It resonates with my soul.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that pretty common though for like Asian, even Mexican or some kind of Hispanic for them to push you to be. Because I know there's that stereotype of like Asian people always being like, my son has to be a doctor and this and that. But I guess I never really thought about that since it didn't really affect me. But I can see how that would affect a lot of people because they're so pressured to just do what their parents want them. I think for me, I don't know if I was ever really pressured to do anything, but it was definitely like because our parents came here, first generation immigrants, all three of us really, and they were like, well, we didn't finish even high school, we didn't do college, so it was that pressure of like you have to do this, you have to finish this, you have to go to college, all this. And it definitely was a lot of pressure, and I feel like all three of us kind of went through that, and I'm sure a lot of people as well. But there's always that pressure from our parents um, that kind of affect us in a way because maybe we went into something that we didn't love just to, I guess, make them happy even though we weren't happy.
Yeah, I definitely understand that situation that you just really said to the audience right now. Only
I
because my parents would always be like, they would tell me like, oh, like they're immigration, they're like immigrants, right, from
Mm-hmm.
Canada. So it's like it's always that saying where you always hear them go, hey, like we moved to Canada for a better future for our kids.
Right.
But like in reality, it's like they could have had a better future if they didn't move because they could speak their native language there and they don't have to learn a new language or they didn't have to like really just suffer or I wouldn't say suffer but like adapt to a different like a
Right.
different
Yeah.
country. So I guess the fact that you have that pressure of knowing subconsciously that they moved here for your better future and education puts a toll on you, even though you don't want to do what they
Mm-hmm.
were expecting, right? So, but
almost like an obligation to not fail, right? They're
Right.
yeah,
like, you
yeah,
have to do this.
exactly. Like if you don't make 90 grand, like 90K a grand a year, like what are you doing, you know? But at least well, better now it's like 2021 and like, you could do anything you want and you could nobody's gonna judge you. I don't even think the parents will judge you anymore. I kind of broke out of that like that phase where they were like, you have to be this, right? So I don't study no lawyer, I don't study no doctor. I'm a whole fashion main. And like they're totally okay with it now. At first it was kind of skeptical, but what
Mm-hmm.
can you do, right? But your parents at the end of the day will still understand.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully they will understand eventually, that he wants to do that or she wants to do that and it's gonna be okay. And like not just saying like parents are your core issue, like even for yourself. Like I know back in high school when I was, studying those 4 years, I still had no idea what I wanted to go in, right? So
Hmm.
and that is okay. Like that is okay. If you want to take your time, you will be okay. Like not everybody progress in the same like time,
Mm-hmm.
So if you really just take your time, figure it out yourself, figure yourself out, learn to, you know, learn how to be what you want to be, how to love yourself kind of as well. And then you'll really you'll figure it out eventually. You'll get there.
For real. Yeah. Um, one thing I wanted to say was I think our parents mean well, but it doesn't come off that way a lot
Yeah.
of the time. Because at the end of the day, what they want us is to have stability and not have to go through money issues or any sort of economic issue like they did
Right.
coming from another country. So I think at some point, as long as you're making money, there, as you know, that might sound a little bad, but
Yeah.
if you go on your way, especially honestly here in the western side of the world, you can literally do anything and you can make money on whatever that may be, art and whatever. and as soon as you, as soon as your parents start seeing that money, they'll be like, "All right." He's like, "Oh, you should have gone to art school." Like, "Oh, you should have told me that."
Really?
You should
For
have told me that
real.
before when you made me go to
I
pharmacy school, mom. Like,
For real, I wish they told me that too, you know? But it's okay. It's all about that tough love, right? So like I don't know if
Definitely, definitely
I
that.
don't
Mhm.
right, like I don't know if any other parents are like that, but most Asian households, I even think like Hispanic, Latinos, they give you that tough love, right? They never compliment you to a certain extent, you know?
Yeah.
Like if they compliment you, they're backhand slapping you right after. Like it's like
Right.
a complete like, "Oh my god, you're so good." And then you're fucking stupid the next day, right? So, keep in mind it's just a parent thing. They're just worried eventually that if you're going to make it out alive, you know? Like I was
Yeah.
literally just talking to my mom the other day. I was minding my business, right? I was literally cooking fried chicken, and she just looked at me. She's like, "Do you even care?"
Oh,
And I was like, "Hello? Care about
what
what?"
this chicken? What?
Right. I was just minding my business.
What?
I was just trying to eat dinner. And then she just goes off about my financial crisis and like my whole, do I have a girlfriend? Do I have a boyfriend? Mind you, I'm not out yet, but
Mm,
eventually I'll come out, right? So,
Right.
but yeah, it's all about that tough love, but it's okay.
Yeah, I definitely think it's definitely about the tough love, but I think a lot of the issue is like they just don't see careers or jobs like we do because for them it's I guess back in the day like the doctor was the huge thing like where you would make the most money, but they don't see art, they don't see movies, even just people drawing, they don't see that as a possible career. I think they see that as their kids wasting their time on a hobby that's not gonna help them get further in life. But obviously that's not the case anymore. But I just don't think most, well, I guess older parents or definitely not first generation immigrant parents would understand any of that. I think
yeah.
nowadays it's probably a little easier for people to go into stuff like that just because parents are more aware. But for us, people our age, definitely not.
Yeah.
Yeah. You hear a lot that even people, especially people our age and parents that are older or immigrant, they just, yeah, like you were saying, they just don't know. It's it's out of ignorance that they just don't know that all these
Right.
people are famous for. You could just sell art, like whatever it is. Like you could do that online now. You could do so many things online.
Yeah, but they just don't get that. They think,
They don't get it. Yeah.
the old way is the best way, but it is kind of impossible to change their minds, honestly.
Yeah. But
That
when they
is
start seeing those checks,
Right. When they start seeing those checks, though,
they'll be like, "I told you were good."
for real.
right. They'd be like, "Oh my god, my son's the best or my daughter's the best." Like,
Well,
"Oh, where was
yeah.
that? Where was that when I was in college? Hello?"
But like, kind of speaking on that tough love, like, I was like listening to that. I was like, yeah. Like, when was the last time like I or my parents said like I love you to each other? Like, I don't even know. Like,
Never.
Oh.
never.
Completely no, I've never heard a single "I love you" from
Me
my parents.
either. Like,
I don't think
I don't
I
think
don't even
so.
I don't even think I can say it. Like, I'm not even joking with you. I don't even think I can say it to my
Yeah, me
parents.
either. I
You know?
no. Just thinking about it. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, just thinking about it makes me wanna, like, vomit to my throat right now. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's not that I don't love them, but it's just, like, the fact of me saying it is like, ooh, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe that's why I don't know. It's hard for us to express. Well, at least for me, it's kind of hard to express love or any kind of affection.
Yeah.
I that was kind of like one of our big issues when me and my husband were getting together. Um, because I guess I just didn't grow up with that, and we obviously they love us, we love them, we express our love in different ways. But just verbally, I don't think that was ever something that I was used to.
Mm. Yeah. I agree. I don't even think I ever said "I love you" to, like, my besties, you know?
Right.
It's just, like, a friendship way.
It's okay.
I
We
mean,
know.
right. There are
Okay.
there are other ways, where you could show love. Like my parents show me love by buying multiple food items that that a fatty like me wants to eat. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they'd be feeding you after they thought they know they were wrong and they don't apologize, but it's fine. Food is
Right. They try to apologize with food.
right. Food is a language of
Oh my
of
god.
sorry. You
Universal
know,
language. Yeah.
period. Exactly. Just like music.
I get that a lot. My mom, will yell at you or whatever. Time passes. Is like, you hungry?
Right. Come eat.
Come eat. I'm like,
That's like
oh.
their way of apologizing, honestly.
And I'm
Right.
still like mad in the inside, but like, dang,
But
I'm
like
hungry though.
food?
But you smell the fucking like tacos or like Korean barbecue
Right.
and shit,
Something.
and you're like,
Okay, I'll forgive you.
right?
Yeah. I think it's just different. But like going to
Like,
my husband's side of the family, like they just say that shit like it's nothing. Like they just be like, "Oh my god, I love you," like hugs and all that. And I'm like, "Ooh, we could never,
that's what I'm saying.
could never." Yeah, I think it's just difference. I don't
I
know
think
if
my mom
it's.
started saying "I love you" later. Like she
Mm,
says it more now, and I don't want to say that it's kind of late, but like too late.
right, like ooh, it's kind of
now it's now it's
cringe.
a little weird for me.
Yeah,
Right.
It's like, yeah, I love you too,
like
mom.
now you want me to start saying that? Like no, thank you.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm 25 and I don't remember a single "I love you." There's love there,
Well,
just I don't remember a
Right,
single "I
there's
love you."
love.
yeah, you know.
Like I know,
Right.
like if I didn't know, I would be tossed out by this household now. But like
Mm-hmm.
which I'm not, thankfully.
For real. But yeah, well anyways, enough of that sad stuff.
Depression.
So New Year's is coming up. What are you guys doing? You know?
Um,
With the
What
Corvid, with the Omicron.
Wow, I thought about well, my friends and I thought we were gonna maybe like, go get a hotel, a suite maybe,
Okay,
and like just
sweet.
down
ooh,
at the Niagara Falls,
Mm,
and then we would watch the fireworks through like a nice little suite session. But like, Miss Omicron ain't playing
right.
10K cases, so my
10K.
whole plan's canceled. But maybe my parents and I could probably, go just chill outside where, COVID is less likely, I
Right.
guess, to happen, and you could social distance from far away and just watch the fireworks at like our local little city center, I guess.
Okay,
okay.
fireworks.
Yeah,
That sounds like a good time.
maybe order some food. My
I
New
think
Year's
it's
is
gonna be
boring,
the same for me too.
right? My New Year's is boring this year. I'm sorry. That's it. But better safe than sorry, right? My parents are
Yep.
old too, so
mm,
Because you know there's gonna be people out partying like crazy. And that Omicron is gonna spread even worse. Probably gonna be worse than Christmas, honestly.
yeah, for sure.
I definitely think the Christmas after was a whole boost.
Yeah. And it's gonna get even worse the next few days.
Talking
But
about boost, I planned my booster.
oh, like you made an appointment?
Yeah, I made an appointment for it, so I'm gonna get it on the 4th of January.
So
So
yeah,
Okay,
I think
yeah,
booster.
I think I'm getting mine on the 2nd of January.
okay, we're
Okay,
gonna
y'all
be
boosted.
boosted.
Right. My friend messaged me actually. She was like, "Oh, do you want to get boosted? I'm working here right now."
I'm gonna go get
I was like,
boosted.
"Okay, get boosted.
Okay.
Get boosted, Canada. Get your shots."
Yeah, I got mine a few days ago. Well, not a few days ago, like a week ago maybe.
How did that feel?
You're fine, right?
Yeah, it was fine. I didn't feel anything. Like literally nothing.
Okay.
My arm was a little sore, like for 2 days, but that's about it.
Oh, that's like normal though. So
Yeah, it wasn't anywhere near as bad as that second vaccine.
That's good. That's good. Because
right.
those first two, since I got Moderna, I don't
Mm.
know. Those got me feeling really bad, and the second one was worse for me.
Oh yeah, the second one hit me at like 5 a.m. in the morning when I was like asleep.
Oh no.
and I was like shivering, but like I didn't know I was shivering, so I just went back to bed. And then I told my mom, she's like, you had a fever?" And I was like, "I think so." And she's like, "Dang, you could have got brain
Dang.
damage." And I was like, "Okay, I don't think it's that
Not brain
serious."
damage.
And I was like, "Okay, bestie, but like,
That is
it's
Omicron.
right, but okay, brain damage, I guess."
My God.
Yeah, I mean,
But for New Year's, I think I'm gonna do the same thing as
mhm.
you. Stay at
Right.
home. I'm pretty sure family would probably come over, but just a few people, and just have a little reunion.
Shindig.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
about you, Lise?
Um, so I usually go to my parents, but that's not gonna happen this year. I think my sister told me they were like going to Chicago with one of their friends or something. I'm not exactly sure what they're doing over there, but they're going to Chicago. Um,
Okay, deep dish.
right? They're getting that deep dish pizza,
Those hit.
So good. So good.
and then we're going to Cincinnati tomorrow because my husband has he does wedding photography on the side, so there's a wedding he's gonna go shoot tomorrow at like 3 to 9, I think. So I'll probably just stay in the hotel till he gets out, and then we'll probably go have some dinner or something after that.
Okay, room service.
That's right.
That
Okay.
sounds like fun.
Yeah, it'll be fun. We're staying there Friday night, Saturday night, coming back Sunday. So we'll probably walk around, not walk around, but drive around Cincinnati, see what's going on. I know there's like a micro center over there. They sell a lot of like tech stuff, so we're probably gonna go check that out. Maybe spend some money.
Ooh, that's gonna be good.
Right?
It's a
Micro
big one.
Center. Let's go.
I've never been.
We don't have those in Canada.
Oh,
On for it.
We have something called Canada Computers,
right.
and they're
Exciting.
not even they're not even that cheap, bro. Like,
Do
Oh,
they run on igloo?
not igloo.
Do they run on ice? On fish water?
no, we run on tents. But I'm just kidding.
Not temps.
On tents?
Just
On
kidding.
maple syrup?
Maple syrup's
Period.
good. Honestly, I'm Canadian and I don't even like maple syrup that much.
Oh,
It's not that good.
Blasphemy. Nah.
You know?
I mean, honestly, I don't even eat breakfast like that.
Yeah. I woke up at like 12 today.
Even when because
Good.
usually like my work week is 8 to 5, but I mean, I just don't have time. I would have to get up like in 30 minutes, an hour early just to eat breakfast. Like, no, thank you. I'll take a water.
Yeah.
Yeah. My work is also 8:30 to 4:30ish. Yeah, I really don't eat breakfast. Maybe like a cup of coffee. That's it.
Right, sometimes a granola bar, but that's about it.
If I find it in the kitchen. But I do get hungry though. At like 9:30 a.m. ish, and I'll be like, I'm freaking hungry.
Well, you gotta wait till noon.
Yeah, because I don't want to go on lunch.
For
Yeah, I'm not a
real.
morning eater at all.
Yeah, and I mean, usually when we don't work, we're like up till 3, 4 a.m. So we wake up. When we wake up, it's like noon, 11, 1. It's like, well, breakfast is over.
Brunch.
Like
That's really
sometimes on the weekends, I'll be like, let me make a little omelet, but it's
mm,
not very often.
right.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
very often.
I wanted to ask you guys, do you guys have any sort of New Year's traditions? Because I know some Latinos or like Mexican have like little rituals,
Mm,
that they do.
like the grape thing.
Yeah, like the grapes. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna eat grapes.
Don't you get like 12 grape? Yeah, I think that's the only one I know of. Um, like we wait until New Year's like 12, and then give each other a hug or some shit, and then we eat like 12 grapes, and like you have to make a wish for each grape or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the only one I've ever done, I think.
yeah. I think that's all we do, like with my family. But then there's also was it Los Tres Reyes thing?
Oh yeah, with like the
Dia de los
bread.
Reyes with the bread. Yeah. So for the people who don't know, it's called the Day of the Kings. So I think it's has to do with like Christianity.
Yep.
So there's this three kings from different parts of the world, I think, who visit Jesus when he's born,
Yeah.
and bring him um they bring him gifts or something like that. I'm actually don't know 100%, but we celebrate on that day, which is like I think January 3rd or 4th, somewhere like something like that.
This
And
is January 6th.
oh, okay, it's the 6th. And so what they do is that there's a there's this a circular bread,
Mm-hmm.
circular, and we call it rosca if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's right.
And in the middle of that, when they bake the bread, they put a tiny baby Jesus in it.
Yeah,
So
like a little white doll or something, like a
yeah,
little
a
baby
little
doll.
doll
Annabelle?
and
Yeah, basically.
Oh,
haunted bread. And you cut it up, and then whoever gets the Jesus buys the rosca for the next year, or like they have to make tamales.
Yeah, I
I
was gonna
heard something
say.
like that.
I remember like whoever got it had to make tamales. I don't remember when they had to make tamales, but I know they had to make tamales for something. Like if they got
Yeah,
the thing.
and I think the kids get gifts or something. I'm not. I don't really remember. But yeah, that's coming up. I think we're gonna have a
Mm.
rosca for sure.
Can you
What about
imagine?
you, Brandy? Do Asians have something cool?
Right.
Oh, what were you gonna say though? Sorry.
I was just gonna say, can you imagine getting the thing now and you have to make tamales? I'd be like, no.
Um, I'll be buying them.
Right.
tamales are good. Mm. But
They are.
yeah, no, we don't have no traditions. Like I don't even think I feel like most of New Year's I hung out I was with my friends a lot.
Mm.
It was always like, just like a get together at a house, turn on like the not even like our own channels, but like we go to the New York one and then like we look at the Times Square like the ball drop
Oh yeah.
and then, we're just gathered around with friends and family and then, do a little countdown. Last time I was with my parents, it was like a family gathering, I guess, for New Year's Eve, and then yeah, no, it was just like a regular Christmas party. You got all your food out there. It's just like the same thing, you just do the same exact thing, but not on Christmas.
Wait, not on Christmas. I'm
Yeah.
Not
googling.
to
I googled
not to
like.
be racist or anything,
Oh
but
no. Right. That take that.
Identity
that
Right.
never sounds. That never. That
that
never
never
Not to be
sounds
sounds.
good.
racist, but that
It's
laugh.
scary.
I can't do
Oh
that laugh.
Right.
well, you guys. I'm assuming you celebrate the Chinese New Year
Oh yeah,
Mm.
of
more
course.
than the regular one,
Right.
or like the. Okay, let me take that back. Other than the Western um New Year's.
Oh yeah, for sure. I 100% believe my Asian family just celebrates Western stuff or Western like cultures just for the sake of it,
Right.
just for the sake of a holiday.
Right.
Because they're like, oh look, holiday. It's like an excuse to get together whenever they get the chance to,
Yeah.
To celebrate. Yeah.
Yeah, like no, they just wanna flex at that point. We got all the little aunts and moms that be gossiping about who did who, what did what. We got the uncles drunk. We got one of the uncles drunk. We got like a table of mahjong players over there.
Oh, mahjong.
We
I
got
love that game, by the way. It's
right,
fun.
right, and then
Yeah.
we got like the Viet traditions too. So then like a whole identity crisis, as I said before. And then we'd be playing that like card game sometimes till like 4 a.m. in the morning, and it's like called 13 or whatever. I still don't know how to play it, by the way, but yeah.
Guys, like a loteria or whatever.
hmm
Oh
And
yeah,
then
I love that. Yeah.
when 11:59 hits, we do the 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then
And then you
woo!
kiss your homie.
Oh no, none of that. No, I don't even think I've seen. I've never seen a single hug. Like not a single hug. No homies, no huggies. Nothing. Just Happy New Year's, and then red pocket envelope. Yeah, we also get red pocket envelopes too.
Oh,
I want that.
I want that.
Oh yeah, trust me. It's always the big dollar bills.
I'm jealous.
Yeah,
Right.
but that
I
hasn't
just get
happened.
grapes.
Oh,
12 grapes.
I mean, grapes are good.
Or raisins, it says.
I like
They're
the
too
fat.
acidic. It upsets my
What?
tummy.
Oh,
I like the fat, juicy, sweet
the
ones.
seedless.
Yes, I like them all,
For
shapes
real.
and sizes.
I
I
think we always get those grapes that are like the big purple ones that have
yeah,
like a million seeds in them.
that's for sure. Like
Yeah,
it's like they don't know that seedless grapes exist.
The green ones are good.
for real.
The green seedless ones. Oh my god.
For real. But I googled some of the traditions that people do around the world. So it says Spain, Portugal, and much of Latin America does the grape thing. Apparently in Italy, um they eat 12 spoonfuls of lentils, one with each of the 12 chimes of the clock on midnight.
That's a good source
So
of
that's
iron.
innovative. And then it says the French eat a whole stack of pancakes,
I like that.
right? That's crazy. It says the Netherlands people eat donuts and ring-shaped foods.
Huh.
And then this one's kind of weird. It says Estonians feast as many as 7, 9, or even 12 times on New Year's Eve, as they believe for each meal consumed, the person gains the strength of that many men the following year.
Huh?
Oh,
Mm.
Let's go
Wait.
to Estonia.
I'm
right.
down. I like just took that in what you just said. I was
A
like, wait, I'm
feast.
Feet. I guess
I'm
they eat
down.
like little. I don't know. You eat 12 times a day. They probably just eat like small meals.
Yeah, that's
my
just
meals
like
aren't
fun.
my meals aren't small.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
That's
there's,
cool.
yeah, there's a lot of different stuff here. So I guess interesting. Italy and Spain wearing red underwear. Okay.
Oh yeah, I was gonna mention that. I knew that Spain wear the red.
Oh,
Forgot why
actually,
though.
actually, Asians wear a lot of red too during like
It says insist
like a
underwear
Chinese New
must
Year
also be new to be lucky. I guess it's just for luck.
for
yes,
luck.
that's exactly why Asians wear red too, or like why you see red pocket envelopes.
Oh, makes sense.
All
Huh,
about luck.
red is lucky.
And it looks
Yeah,
like Japanese people go to a temple, visiting a temple for lucky charms.
red and yellow also makes you
That's a
hungry.
good cereal.
Right? And temple apparently.
All right, that's cool.
You know,
Fun facts. We're-
Right. Fun facts about New
right? What
Year's.
material girl?
No. No.
Mate- wow.
Right.
What's wrong with material girl?
Where is that
What is that?
from?
Where is that from? You just been saying that. What is
Like
that?
the song?
Yeah, it's a song, guys.
Like I
Come
know
on,
it's a song, but why
How does it
now?
go?
You know?
How does it
because
go?
no,
Can you
I'm
sing
telling
it for us?
Sing it.
no, 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 no. Gen Zs are so funny. Like they'd be like material girl, Like,
Okay, period. We love TikTok.
I love no context jokes.
Exactly.
exactly. I'm sorry, but it's just kind of
But like, send me that later, so I can
it's
like
just
know.
stuck. It's just stuck in my head, guys. It's
Material
that one,
girl.
that one
Girl.
set. Yeah, it's like whirl with the W.
Girl.
World.
Yeah, it can't be no IRL. Like it has to be WORL.
WORL.
Yeah,
With a
I have
W.
that IGN. You want to buy it for me on
absolutely
No,
the
not.
on the
thanks.
game we don't talk about? Oh,
Right,
okay.
on the game.
Okay, gamers.
We got
Oh yeah, we're
speaking of games.
gamers.
Right, we're gay GAY, you know?
Yeah, mine doesn't have the Y, but like
NER.
I'm supporting.
Mine has the Y.
Boy, mine has the Y too.
Hard Y,
Hard
Hard
Y.
Y. Capitalized.
Absolutely.
Bold.
bold, italic.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
So are you guys playing anything?
Um,
What's the gamers up to?
I play mobile games at the moment.
Same. That's all I play.
With the
Yeah,
mobile games. I mean, those are coming up. Like, they're so good now compared
They're
to,
good.
before.
Genshin Impact.
Right. Genshin Impact.
I play that every day.
Every day.
I have to.
You love it?
It's different than the standard mobile game, you know.
Right, it's not a normal mobile game.
You know, it's different. Don't talk shit.
I feel like most people probably don't even play that on mobile, right? Probably just PC or like
Yeah,
whatever.
it's cool that you can play it
PS5.
on PC. Yeah.
I
Well, yeah,
tried.
it is.
Mm-hmm. I tried playing on
Yeah.
the controller, but I was like, I'm not about this life. Or like even
No.
my phone, I was like, how do they play this?
How did the how do you play that on phone? It's so hard.
Yeah, I had to play on a
Shout out to them.
computer. But it's fun. I mean, for the most part, it's an enjoyable game.
Yeah, it's the world is really nice. It's almost therapeutic for me. I just get on and just run around and
So relaxing, yeah.
it's relaxing. Yeah, for sure. You know, the standard mobile game is more like do this dungeon and then you just like press auto and then and it just everything is done for you,
Right.
which is nice sometimes, you know, but I like to be able to for me to manually do things, you know, me manually do the dungeons and like have this giant world to explore. And it's a mobile game. I think that's crazy. Shout
It
out Genshin, sponsor me.
I should not sponsor us, but yeah, it doesn't even feel like a mobile game when I'm playing it, but
It doesn't
obviously
look like one
just
either.
because you can play it on mobile, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess it's a mobile game. But it's definitely one of I don't know if it's the first one, but it's one of the first ones to kind of bridge that gap between the two. Like you can play it on mobile and on computer, and it doesn't really look like a mobile game. Because like when you play mobile games on your computer, like with BlueStacks and stuff like that, it definitely looks like a mobile game. But this one has like its own client and stuff, so it's a lot different.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the character designs as well on Genshin Impact really get people going, you know?
Right? They really get us going.
They really get us going.
Swiping that card real
Swiping
quick.
that card.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't they made like billions and stuff.
Mr.
Billions.
Zongli. Mr. Zongli made me swipe that
Let me
card.
see.
I swiped a few times, you know,
Right, a few times.
Right, a few times.
like almost every time.
Right, almost every time. Almost
But
every
like,
5-star banner.
Look, it says developers confirmed that Genshin Impact made about 2.1 billion on Google Play and the App Store.
jeez.
So that's
1
only. I mean, that's not even including like iOS and stuff. Yeah, it says the figure excludes revenue from PC, PlayStation, and third-party Android storefronts and iOS because they don't mention that, but probably so only on Google Play Store. It's made 2.1 billion. So imagine the other ones, like iOS, probably another 2 billion. PC's probably got to be more than that.
Yeah.
So a hefty amount of billions.
$1 billion company. And I played MiHoYo's previous game, Honkai Impact 3.
Right.
And it was fun and it had a lot of potential. I'm like, wow, that game already was kind of innovating,
Innovative.
I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it was there's mostly only female characters in that game.
Right. That's why I didn't play because I'm a homo.
But when Genshin came out and they had the men and it's open world, so that made it like so crazy and everybody played it. Everybody plays it.
Yeah, because I remember we were playing like when they were still testing it because we had a beta key and we were like
Yeah.
swap and we were going in there and just thinking back like it's like crazy that that's the same game that we're playing now.
For real. Man.
Yeah,
Shout out.
those character designs are definitely what's keeping them because they've been looking good.
They sure do
Extra
look
good. I mean,
But
there's a little too many more female characters than male, but
Well, but at least
those
there's some
men,
males.
yeah, at least they have some.
Yeah.
Because a lot of games just be doing females
It's just
mostly, which
girls,
is, I
yeah,
mean, fine, I guess. But do they not want the gays' money? Like, what's going on?
right. They said we want gay money and hetero money
For real,
with this game.
good for
Mm,
them.
yeah.
But yeah, it's fun. Um, any other games you guys play?
Mm, I mean, I play this game called Revived Witch too, but
Okay, Revived Witch sponsor. I'm just kidding.
that one has actually no no
That
males.
has no men in it.
Maybe like
No man,
one. There was this one, but nobody
Revived
uses it.
Witch. If you're listening, get it together.
I mean, I like your game.
Get
I
it
Like
mean, I
I'm
like her
together.
in the game. Sponsor me, but
And
right,
like,
you
like
want some
where the
men?
guys at?
right, like I'm a homo, but like dang. I mean, the girl characters are really pretty. That's probably why I play it. So, you know?
Right, but like, what is? I don't understand their thinking. Like, to just, I mean, it obviously makes money, but wouldn't it
They're
just
accommodating the people who play those
wouldn't
type of
it
games. It's
make
usually
more money? You know, if they
males.
had a few males,
Yeah, they should have some
right? Because
for
I
the
mean,
variety.
obviously, if the people don't want the males, they could skip them. But
Yeah,
not having any is kind of like, well, shutting some people out. It's not even just that game. I feel like a lot of games do that.
and all the games, mobile games that have males, are usually the biggest ones.
Yeah, like Epic
Like
7, right? Because
Epic
they have both.
7, FGO,
Yeah.
Fate Grand Order. So those are like the biggest games where people are like swiping like crazy, and they have males in it.
Yeah, because I mean,
So
you're
Genshin.
going into a market and you're only, I guess, like giving half the population what they want. So when you can have like the other half as well. So
Yeah.
I don't know why they do that, but they do.
And I guess I want to mention that for the people who don't know too much about mobile games, a lot of the attraction for people who like want to play them
Hmm.
is how the character designs.
Right.
Because there's like a little gambling in the games where you have a chance to get a certain character. So we we would like a character that looks good and then want to get them. So you have to pay for it. So if there's more variety, then there'll be more people that are going to want to swipe. So
Yeah.
it just makes more sense to do that.
Like on a business standpoint, yeah, it makes more
Yeah.
sense. But yeah, speaking of the swiping, some of those games can be a little expensive.
Yeah.
Because I mean, getting a character is not even. I mean, I was on most games or like the most popular games. Most times it's like guaranteed at some point that you get that character.
Yeah.
But on different ones, like you could keep swiping and swiping and swiping, never actually get the one you want, and people spend like thousands and thousands of dollars.
Especially Fate.
Yeah, I saw a video. Was it like I don't remember how much that. It was like some
It was
band that
like
spent
six
like
thousand.
50,000.
It was like $6,000.
oh
No, no, wasn't there a dude that spent like $50,000 or something like that on the game?
I think so.
Imagine spending that much and not getting what you want, or like it took that much to get.
let
That's
me see.
insane.
I'm filing a report. Like, oh.
Oh yeah, it says meet the man who has spent $70,000 playing a mobile game. It's on YouTube. You know what? I'm gonna link it down because it's crazy.
Yeah. At
Seventy
least with
thousand
Genshin,
dollars.
if you want to completely max out and get in the game, they have a thing that's called constellations. So essentially, if you get a duplicate of a character, they get stronger. So usually the max is having 6 in total. So
Mm-hmm.
1 plus 5, and or no,
1 plus 6,
7
so
actually.
7 total. Yeah.
Yeah, 7. Um, and usually if you have to match the guarantee each time, you're gonna spend around $1,000, I think.
Yep, around that. Yep. Yeah, unless you get really lucky, maybe 600, 700.
Yeah, if you get lucky, 6, 7. Which well, of course, that's a lot, right? There's probably people that are like, "What the heck?"
Right? People are
And maybe if you get them once, you'll pay if you're lucky, pay less than that. But if you're not, and you have to guarantee the character,
mm,
maybe $200.
right, because the way it works is like it's 50-50. You could get, the character that's on the banner, or you could get like a different 5 star. But then if you get the incorrect 5 star, then the next one is pretty much guaranteed. That's why it's kind of less expensive. But for like FGO, like nothing's guaranteed on that, right? Like I don't really play it, so I'm not too sure.
Yeah, they don't have a pity system where they're like, "Okay, you spent enough. We'll give you the character." They're
Right.
like, "Nah, keep swiping."
That's why this person spent $70,000.
And the thing is that in these games, the odds are worse than gambling.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can go to Vegas and gamble and have better odds in winning than getting a character in that game.
Yeah.
That just sounds fucking terrible.
Because the chances is like what 1.1 or something, like 1.01
Let me see.
chance to get a character in that game. It's insane. It's worse than gambling. So that's why for a lot of games they stay that low, like 1.5 or even 1%. But at some point, if you keep gambling, you'll get the character.
Let's see. Gotcha
At least.
rates. 1% for 5 star servant. It says.
Okay. Still low.
Very, very low.
Extremely low. Extremely low. Your odds at slots or something is way more, or something, or any other, gambling.
Yeah, I mean it's just basically gambling, but it's a game. And I
Yeah.
know having like a lot of countries are put up like restrictions on online like game gambling and stuff like that, just because of this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Especially in Asian countries, I hear that they have like extremely strict laws with video games in general,
Right.
which is it's insane. And we're part of the problem.
We're part of the
But you know
problem.
what? I have fun when I get the character I want. It feels good.
But then when you don't, it doesn't feel good.
Yeah, that's how
I
gamblers feel. I think
Yeah, I
Yep.
when they
mean, yeah,
hit.
it's just gambling.
Yeah,
But I mean, I think for most gamers, at least most normal people, they don't go around spending $1,000 like each banner, because each banner lasts what, like 30 days on Genshin. I don't know about the other games, but it lasts for like a good few days, weeks. Um, most people spend maybe like $50 to $100 on that per 30
yeah,
days or so. I mean, that's not so bad if it's something you enjoy, but I know there's some people that probably go into debt and stuff like that because of this. So, but I
Spend your
mean,
money
what are you gonna
wisely.
do, right? Like that's just the person's fault.
yeah. So like the people who like have a collection of games, like that's like way better
Yeah,
because
because
they don't.
at least you have something
At least you have it physically and you can like resell it. I guess. I mean, you could technically, I guess, sell your account, but
technically.
you know,
I just feel like selling your
don't come
account.
for me, Mihoyo. Sorry, we don't do that. We don't do any
Right, we don't do
of
that.
Right. But like, even if you were to do that, knock on wood, you're not making enough back for how much you
Absolutely
spent,
not.
you know?
definitely not making what you spent.
So just keep your account. Why are you selling
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
You know?
So what have you guys been into lately? What have you been doing? Any shows? Any movies?
No, nothing at all for me. Oh, Spider-Man, but that's it.
Right, Spider-Man.
That was the last thing I watched.
Uh,
Recommend. It's good.
It's good. I watched the like I had watched the Disney, like the MCU Disney stuff. So WandaVision,
mm,
Loki. I haven't finished Hawkeye yet, but I'm working on that one now. But I finished WandaVision and Loki, and those were pretty good, like very good. Like I,
WandaVision is probably my favorite.
yeah, that one was crazy.
It
If you
was
haven't watched
crazy.
WandaVision, you should go watch that. It's kind of weird at first, but once you get past that, like, I mean, I
The
guess once you
first
understand
couple,
it,
yeah, the
you'll
first
know
couple of
why.
episodes, I was like, is this the direction they're going?
Right?
And then
What
you
is
get it.
this?
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, okay, I see what's going on.
But then towards the end, it's just is crazy.
Yeah,
So that was really good. Loki was
Hawkeye's really
also
good too.
really good. Yeah, I'm only on like episode 2 on Hawkeye, so I haven't seen much. But there's only like 6 episodes, right, per thing, or
Yeah,
something like that. And I think there's a new show coming out, but I don't remember what it was.
I've watched all those shows,
It's just so
and I like them.
interesting.
Yeah, they're super interesting. I like how they're tying all these things together. It's so good. It's so good, especially with Spider-Man. But no spoilers. But like, they're tying everything together.
Right. There's I saw one earlier. It was like the Falcon and the Winter Soldier on here, but I don't know if that's new or I just hadn't seen it before.
That one came out before Hawkeye
Okay.
and Loki. So
Oh, yep. I just haven't seen it then.
yeah,
I need to watch that one as well.
it's good. It's more for the action, but
Mm-hmm.
it had a nice storyline too, though. It was interesting.
Oh, you know what I've been actually watching? I
What's
think
that?
I've been watching with Jesse too, actually.
Mm-hmm. I
Singles
was surprised you didn't mention
Inferno.
it. Singles Inferno.
What
Yeah.
is that?
It's like a whole Korean like
It's
dating
a Korean
show.
dating show.
Oh my god.
And it's like insane. Like, oh my god.
Wait, I'm looking it up right now. Let me see what it says.
It's kind of good.
I'm getting so many TikToks of that now.
Hmm.
Yeah. All those men and all those girls be popping up on my feed.
Okay, Singles Inferno. It says stranded and ready to mingle. Flirty singles search for love on a deserted island. They can only escape as couples for romantic date nights in paradise. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
look,
essentially they
They're
meet each
stuck.
other, they talk, right? And they're stuck in like an island, so they have to kind of like cook. I mean, they're not like completely like stranded or anything, but they have to cook for themselves and like stuff like that. And then at the end, they choose who they want to go to paradise with.
So it's
It's
like
like
Survivor X The Bachelor or something.
kinda,
That's what
yeah.
it sounds like.
It's
I
not as
mean,
harsh as like Survivor though. I feel like
right. Because it's still, yeah, I mean, it's still a dating show. So,
yeah. So the way they choose is that they have these little boxes and they're like, okay, I want to go with this. Like this person I had some chemistry with. So then
mm,
so the guys put in little box, and then the girls also pick, and then whoever, if they pick each other, those are the ones that go.
gotcha.
So there's a lot of times where like, you know, people pick a certain person and then they don't go, right? And then they're just kind of depressed.
Oh,
They're like, "Oh man, I didn't
can
get."
can people get like paired up with like this, like two girls with one guy, or no?
No, no.
No.
So that's the thing. So let's say a guy or like three guys choose the same girl.
Right.
She has to choose from the three.
So she gets the choice.
She gets the choice, but they don't know.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah, they don't say who picked who, right? So, or they don't know at least.
Well, that's
So they'll be like,
interesting.
"This person matched with you," and then you either accept or don't. And by the way they do that is like they come out their tent. So if you're, and they pack up and everything, right? So you're there with your luggage, and then like nobody comes out,
Right.
and they're just
Aww.
like,
And what do they do? Just go back to like a little room or something?
yeah, they go back to the room,
That's
and
so
then that's
sad.
it. Yeah,
it is what it is.
It is what it is.
But yeah, that's the only thing I've been watching with Jesse.
What have
yeah,
I
it's
watched?
But yeah.
it's good.
I saw
I like
that
the drama.
the new movie called Don't Look Up on Netflix that has like an Ariana Grande cameo. I didn't even know until I saw the movie. She's in there.
Interesting.
Oh, her song. I was listening to it. It's
Yeah,
really
she's in
nice.
this. She does a song and she just has a couple lines, but it's about like there's like a meteor or like an asteroid or something coming towards Earth, and it's gonna kill everybody. And so there's these two scientists, right, that are trying to like tell the world. It's Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence, so it's pretty
I'm looking at the
entertaining.
cast. Whoa.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in there. Ariana Grande, Jennifer Lawrence,
J
Leonardo.
Law, Meryl Streep, Chris
Yeah.
Evans.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's a pretty good movie. Like I didn't even know what it was about. I just kind of clicked on it. But yeah, they're these two scientists trying to warn people about this asteroid or whatever. But like everybody's so into other things. Like the Ariana Grande character like has a breakup and stuff, and everybody's just like more interested in that than the actual world ending. You know, so it's
Right.
kind of crazy. Like I feel like that's something that would happen nowadays. Like, oh, there's an asteroid coming, we're gonna die. But then somebody, like some celebrities, break up, and you're like, now that we've moved on. You know, that's kind of how social media works now. So it was pretty
What the
interesting.
heck? Okay. IMDb gave it a 7. I'm looking at the
The
Rotten
stats.
Tomatoes, 55%. Well, yikes.
Yeah, I
It
mean, it
looks
was,
cool though, and the cast is crazy.
yeah, it was a pretty good watch. I also watched that one movie with that new Sandra Bullock with the called The Unforgivable. I think she's usually pretty good at anything. The movie's
Sandra
kind of
doesn't miss.
right. I read somewhere that like she refuses to do sequels because the two she did was like were like trash. So she only does like one movie.
Oh yeah, so no Bird Box 2.
Right. Well, there might be, but I don't know if she'll be in it.
She won't be in it.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, I looked up the director, and he did see that he did Ant-Man.
Over the Don't Look Up movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Anchorman. A lot of this, he's done a lot of stuff. Step Brothers.
Ooh, Step Brothers. That's a classic.
Yeah, Adam McKay. Interesting. I might
Yeah,
give it a watch.
yeah, it was pretty good. Um, there's also the Witcher, but I haven't seen. There's like a second season now, but I haven't
Oh, yeah,
watched it.
season 2.
Yeah,
Yeah, I watched the first season. It was really good. I really
yeah,
liked it.
need to watch that.
I didn't play the game though,
Mm-hmm.
so I didn't. I have no idea what. I had no
Right,
prior
we got no
knowledge
clue.
of it. Yeah, or what was going on. But
But the first season was crazy.
yeah,
Yeah, I
okay,
haven't seen
cool,
much
cool,
of
cool.
that. What about like anime and stuff?
Anime. I started. I wanted to pick up. Well, actually, I've been reading manga mostly.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been reading. Um, I've been reading Jujutsu Kaisen
Yeah,
again. Like
that's super popular.
I keep seeing like yeah, really popular right now, and I keep getting those YouTube videos are like this is a spoiler or like something called
So
Shibuya
many.
Incident explained,
Oh
and I'm
no.
just like what is that? Should I click it or not? Like should I spoil myself? And I just always say no, right? Like no, 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 no. I'll just read it. So I want to know what that is. What happens to Shibuya? What happens?
Well,
And
what
then I started
happens?
reading another manga called Akumetsu.
Ooh.
It's really crazy. It's like essentially there's a guy who's trying to stop like corruption
Mm-hmm.
in like the banks and stuff, and it's a guy that a high school kid who has powers, and his powers is basically that he could make clones of himself,
Okay, clones.
and he can never die. So
Oh.
the clones go out and they just wreak havoc, and like there's a lot of situations where he's just killing like politicians and bankers, and it's pretty gory.
Right. If you're
And
into that,
then I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, if you're into that, go read that.
Yeah. So it really seems like a kind of revenge story, you know?
Right.
Yeah, it's interesting. So I have
That's
this
good.
giant list of manga I want to read, and I'm just trying to knock it down.
We need to finish, or we need to keep watching Platinum Zen. That was pretty good.
Oh yeah, Platinum Zen,
Mm,
That was real interesting.
really good. The
mm.
creator of Death Note.
Death Note.
So
I don't know how I feel about that anime.
you don't like it?
Oh,
Um, I mean, I read it.
oh, all
Oh,
of it.
did you?
Yeah, kind
Is
of.
it over,
No, I don't.
or is
I
it
didn't.
like
Read, I
still
didn't read too
ongoing?
far. I didn't read too far in yet. But all I gotta say is, the main character is so annoying.
Oh,
He
I
is so.
agree.
He is so annoying. Like I
I
can't
mean that's
stand.
usually how it is in the beginning, right? And then they like have a whole glow up. Hopefully,
Usually, I think the issue is that because Death Note was so good and the main character was so crazy, like this guy
so
was
crazy.
the most intelligent guy in the world, you know, like just super smart. And then with this series, you know, the main character just doesn't compare
Right.
at all.
Yeah. I mean, how do you follow up something like Death Note?
Yeah, it's hard to follow for
But
sure.
I mean, from what I've seen, I haven't read it, but from what I've seen, it's pretty interesting. So
Yeah, it's interesting premise for sure. Yeah,
for
like the
sure.
whole like I guess to give a little description, it's another high school student, as all you know anime are. Basically, they choose people who are going to be the new god of this world. So of the world. So they chose people in Japan because they have the highest suicide rate. So they chose people who were about to commit suicide.
Yeah.
And yeah, so they all get assigned an angel and they have to compete with I think it's 12, like another 12
Mm,
contestants who also got picked to be the god of the new world,
to be God.
which is funny because that's kind of what the in Death Note, that's kind of what the main character in that show wanted to do, you know.
Right.
He had a
It's like following
power,
up.
yeah, to that could kill people, just so he wants to create a new world and get rid of all of the bad people. So yeah, it's pretty cool, pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. I mean, if you guys are into anime, definitely go check those out. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Demon Slayer though, great.
Demon Slayer though.
Yeah, another really popular, you know, series, and it's really good. Really liked it. I read that whole thing. I read the whole manga
Mm,
before the anime even is. They haven't
finish
even
or yeah, I
got
mean not finish, but
to the yeah. They haven't even got to like the middle of it, I guess.
yeah, it's pretty good. I don't usually like I do read some manga, but I'm not one to like speed run through anything, and I feel like that one was one of the few that I did do that for. So I really like that one.
Yeah, for real, really good.
But yeah, I mean, besides that, not much else going on this week.
Nothing, just been chilling.
Yeah, I mean, we got some plans for the next few episodes. Um, gotta hash out the details, but I mean, there's a lot of stuff,
Yeah, yeah,
in that first episode that we talked about that we needed to. We're like, oh, we're gonna make a new episode for this, so we just kind of need to section those out, kind of spread them to see how we want to do that. But there's definitely a lot more stuff coming.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna go back to some of the yeah, like you're saying, go back to some of the stuff we're talking about on the first episode and try to hash those ideas out. So
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to do like some kind of go a little slow, kind of introduce ourselves, what we like and what we're into and stuff like that before we get into like the heavy stuff later
yeah,
on
Hmm.
for sure.
yeah. Like imagine like first episode like I wanted to
Right. I wanted to
I
kill
wanted to
myself.
die when I was younger.
Oh,
We're not
That's
quite
a
there
little
yet.
yeah. This
I
is
guess
We'll
I wanted.
gra-
I'm just.
we'll
But yeah.
gradually get there. I mean,
yeah.
I want to, we want to talk about like bullying and maybe coming out and stuff. How that went, and what
Yeah.
the hurdles we had to go through being first world immigrants, or first generation immigrants, being gay, being Latino, being Asian. So there's a lot of stuff to cover, but we're just trying to get to it slowly. We don't want to just kind of jump into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's that. But for now, I
That's
think,
it is what it is.
this, we're kind of wrapping it up now. But yeah, there's definitely a
Yes.
lot more stuff to come. We're just kind of trying to work out the details and, when we want to do what. But we got a lot of stuff planned for the future.
Yes.
Of course.
All right.
All right. That wraps up another episode of
All right, episode 2.
Informally Distressed.
Yeah, thanks so much
Good.
for listening, guys.
Bye.
See you later, whores.
Bye.
Bye.